Hunters, do you hear that? Do you feel that? The chill in the air, the roars in the distance. It's time for a new update. As a Capcom creator, I got the privilege of seeing all this stuff behind the scenes early, and now I'm here to share it with you guys. So let's dive into Roars from the Winter Wind. So right now we have Even Happier Hunting going on, and then after that on December 2nd, we have the Season 3 Climax event, where we have a surge of activity from Rajang, Nightshade Paolumu, Magnamalo, and Agnesam, plus Nergigante in Elder Dragon Interceptions. So if you haven't been able to take on Nergigante, December 2nd through the 10th will be the time to hunt him. And then right after that, Season 4 drops. So I actually requested assets for all the stuff I'm about to talk about, but they only sent me like half of it. So I'm gonna do my best to remember everything they said in the Q&A, and I'll talk about those things, but I may not have B-roll or anything to show you for those parts unless they send me the rest of it, which I just asked them to. We'll see if I get more assets while I'm editing this video. But starting things off, we get a brand new habitat, the Tundra. And with it, we get 4 new monsters. One, which you saw in the thumbnail, Tigrex or Tigrex. But with the Tundra, we also get Lagombi, Volvidon, and Somnacanth. And we also get the return of Barioth to the field, as well as Volg and Kortos. Volg. Tigrex is a large quadrupedal wyvern characterized by its massive head and jaws, powerful limbs, and striking yellow and blue striped coloration. As a quadrupedal wyvern, its wings have evolved into 4 legs, which allows it to run at very fast speeds. It's got a powerful set of lungs, which gives it the ability to produce extremely loud, concussive roars, which can physically damage nearby objects. Unlike mini monsters, Tigrex does not have an elemental attack. Rather, it relies on its sheer brute strength and ear-splitting roar to bring down opponents. It was introduced in Generation 2, and it's weakest to Thunder and Dragon. The main attacks that you'll see are roars, bites, claw attacks where it launches rocks or snow at you, leaps similar to Barioth because they share a common ancestor, so they have similar body types, ferocious charges, and spinning attacks. So I know that Nergigante is often like equated with Wolverine, but back in the day, in the 2nd generation, I thought of Tigrex as Wolverine because of the coloration of his skin, and also because of the reckless abandon he had. He just roared and sprinted and ran and crashed into you and just did not give a crap. Gave me a sinking feeling. But I guess now we can say he's the Sabretooth to Nergi's Wolverine. I don't know. Tigrex's armor is pretty dope. It's very like sharp and pointy. It's got the claws on the shoulder pads, and it's got this distinct yellow and blue, just like Tigrex's skin or scales. I'm personally not a huge fan of Tigrex armor, but in the games, it gives you speed eating usually, which as a dual blader and someone who likes using friendship gems, I really like. I'll tend to try and get like free meal and speed eating, so that way I can chug potions if my friends are in trouble and keep chugging dash juice, so that way I never run out of stamina. And if free meal procs, then that means that anything you eat, it kind of magically doesn't get eaten, you just get the effects of it. One day we'll have that in Monster Hunter now, maybe. So I tend to layer and wear Tigrex armor in the main games, but I just layer it so I don't see it. Lagombi is a big old bunny bear. Debuting in the 3rd generation and weakest to fire and thunder, this bunny bear attacks by throwing chunks of ice, swiping its claws, and sliding around on its belly to ram foes. So you'll see it, you know, slide at you, do circles of sliding, throwing big snowballs that it makes. In the mainline games, when it hits you, you'll turn into kind of like a snowman or get like a bunch of snow on you and you run or walk really slow. I wonder if that's gonna be a factor in this. I'm sure it will be. Maybe we have a new blight where we get frozen and we slow down, but also we get ice blight in the games, so that kind of like depletes your stamina extremely quickly, but we don't have stamina in this game, so I wonder if any of that will be a factor. Only us dual bladers have stamina, really. He's pretty cool, but not super duper threatening, and you'll be able to break his belly and his ears, so you'll probably be able to knock him down quite a bit. Lagombi's armor is really cool. It looks like a Eastern European or like Russian outfit where you're clad head to toe in fur and you're just cozy, keeping yourself warm from the winter cold. On this character, you can also see Lagombi's dual blades, but they're pretty covered up. Volvidon is usually found in the sandy plains or the volcano, like really like heat-rich places, so it's interesting that they're adding him in this snowy update, but I'll take him. Since he is being added now, it gives me hope that they might actually do the Santa Christmas-themed Volvidon from Monster Hunter Explorer. All I can say, Niantic, is please, Please, Niantic. But Volvidon is a medium-sized monster with an extremely similar body type to Lagombi, so they move similar but have a lot of distinct differences as well. Volvidon is covered in a series of red plates which are segmented around the midsection and allow Volvidon to curl in a ball like an armadillo or a hedgehog. It also has an extremely long tongue that it'll shoot out in front of you really fast, but it also has the ability to spit paralyzing saliva. So it'll shoot out similar to like Kezu, but it'll shoot a little ball of paralysis saliva at you, and then if you're hit with it, obviously you get paralyzed. But on top of that, it also has the ability to fart on you. If you see it sort of like curl up a bit and like shake its body and start emitting a little bit of gas, it's about to explode and shoot gas in all directions. And if you get hit by it, you have a new status ailment called Stench. This new status ailment makes it to where you cannot charge your special move and you can't use your special move. So if you get stinky, you're not doing any specials. In the mainline games, we can use an item called Deodorant to get rid of this, but we ain't got that in Monster Hunter now, so avoid the gas clouds. But other than those, it'll do like claw swipes, it'll curl in a ball, roll around. It can also like bounce itself around the field and go really high in the air and hit the ground hard, so it can make like small tremors, similar to like Bonboro, so watch out for that. But again, this is sort of a small fry, like Lagombi, but I love its armor. I'm just a fan of red stuff, but also it kind of gives me like a little bit of like Tengu vibes, and it looks like thick and armored, but not like humongous like Gypsaros armor or something. So this used to be like an early game armor that I would make almost immediately in older generations. And this hunter is wielding its hammer, so maybe it's a new paralysis hammer? Anyway, Volvidon appeared first in the 3rd generation, and it's weakest to thunder. More thunder weak monsters. And last but not least, Somnacanth. Somnacanth is known as the mermaid wyvern. Look at it. It's so beautiful. It's a mermaid, right? But it's really based off of like sirens, and it actually premiered the most recent out of all these monsters in Monster Hunter Rise. So it's a 5th generation monster, and it's weak to thunder and fire. So every single one of these monsters is weak to thunder. So what I imagine they're gonna do is make Somnacanth and Lagombi weak to just fire, and the other 2 weak to thunder as well. But maybe they're all weak to thunder, and we can just sweep them with our powerful thunder weapons at this point. But Somnacanth are covered in yellowish scales, transitioning to white on the underside. It has fins on each front leg, and it has a short face with a disturbingly humanoid appearance. It has a hard pad on its belly with a taiko drum-like pattern that it uses to crack open shells. This is a mainly aquatic monster, but it was in kind of like the icy region of Monster Hunter Rise, so this seems like an appropriate addition, and you can swim in snow. Just look at Beatotus. And Somnacanth is a sleep-inducing monster. So it'll create this like powder-like gas that shoots out and will put you to sleep, just like Radobon and Basarios. But this comes out of its mouth and it can shoot it all over the place. So I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna attack in Monster Hunter now, but lots of sleepy breath attacks. But it can also jump high into the air and slam down on you. It can also throw like dart-like quills at you, similar to like a Nargacuga or a Seregios. And it's really wriggly, and it will punish you if you fall asleep. It also likes to stand on its tail quite a bit, so it makes its head kind of hard to hit, so make sure you take advantage of any knockdowns and go straight for the head. In Monster Hunter Rise, it can use its hard belly to crack open shells while laying on its back, similar to like otters, but these shells have a variety of effects when cracked open, including an explosion that covers the hunter in blast powder, a directional flash, or even a healing mist that can heal itself and nearby hunters. That's in Monster Hunter Rise, so I wonder how many of those features are going to be like included in the moveset of Somnacanth in Monster Hunter now. I don't know, we'll see. But Somnacanth's armor is probably the coolest out of the bunch to me. Look at this, it's like purple and yellow, and it looks like a Oni raider or something that would like sneak around in the woods and raid your camp at night. Spikes everywhere, tattered purple cloth like flowing, menacing eyes with the Oni horns. So cool. I'm definitely making this. But when the update drops, remember that you will have to unlock these new monsters, so you'll have to do urgent quests to unlock them, and then they will start spawning on the field. And Tigrex will sort of be the new Zinogre in that it will mainly appear in Huntathons, but they say that there is a small chance that it will spawn on the field, so that's pretty cool. but it can't be specified in the monster tracker. And it's probably because it comes with a pretty sick skill that we'll talk about later. It also says that Lagombi will specifically spawn as soon as the update drops, so no need to unlock that one. It's just automatically unlocked as soon as you update. It also says that some of the monsters listed here will appear outside of the tundra habitat, but that the tundra habitat is now a permanent fixture. So that means we'll have 4 environments to navigate. I personally asked them, with there being 4 environments now, are you gonna add like more nodes overall? Like sometimes they update the nodes in Pokemon Go, especially because we have 3 hours between the refreshes of the gathering nodes. But currently I've gotten no clear answer on that. I was just explaining that now if we want to get to a specific environment, we're gonna have to travel farther through other environments to get to, say, the 4th one if we're like far away from another one. But that's because with the tundra, there's actually a new gathering node, Treefall. I wonder who came up with that. I checked my notes, but I didn't write down what actual like materials we're gonna get from Treefall, because I thought I would get provided that. So I don't remember if there's a new material that you need, but I mean, it's irrelevant. You'll gather from Treefall and all the other places. I'm just hyped that there's something new and different. It's really cool. But with the new season comes a new weapon, and this time it's the Switch Axe. Get ready to add the Switch Axe to your weapon lineup. The Switch Axe lets you skillfully switch between 2 modes, the long-reaching axe mode and the fast-attacking sword mode. Build up the switch gauge while in axe mode and use it in sword mode to land a devastating blow. The Switch Axe can be unlocked by completing the preseason story Chapter 2. So for most of us, we'll unlock it as soon as the update drops. The Switch Axe is a really cool weapon, which, as I said before, can switch between axe mode and sword mode. It kind of plays like a long sword and a great sword kind of like mixed together, but if you've played Switch Axe, you know. There's lots of like looping combos and it's super flowy. It's a really, really cool weapon, and it's pretty dang fast for how big it is and how long reaching it is. And it was introduced in Monster Hunter Tri along with the Charge Blade, so I kind of see them as very similar weapons in my mind. But with these new monsters and new armors comes new skills, including Critical Ferocity, Shared Shield, and Morph Boost. And in the assets they sent me, they didn't go in detail to these skills, but I took notes. So Shared Shield comes from Lagombi's armor, and it's as simple as it gives you a defensive boost when you're in a group hunt. So I assume it is the more people that have Shared Shield on, the higher everyone's collective defense will be. Kind of like Hunter's Unity, but for defense. Morph Boost is a slight and temporary increase to your attack right after you transform your weapon on Switch Axe or Charge Blade. Oh, and there's another skill that they didn't say in this, but I took notes on, Evading Reload, which sounds like a gunner skill or a bow skill, but it's actually for things with files like the Charge Blade or the Switch Axe. So what happens is what normally happens when you perfect evade on the ranged weapons, but for these transforming weapons. But for these weapons with files. So if you perfect evade, you refill 1 file. But I did write down specifically that you have a chance of reloading 1 file, so it might not be guaranteed. Maybe it's like affinity where the percentage is higher the more you stack onto it. And last but not least, a pretty meta-relevant skill from Tigrex, Critical Ferocity. What Critical Ferocity does is it actually lowers your affinity, because Tigrex weapons normally have negative affinity, but in exchange for that small decrease in affinity, you get a huge increase in the damage done by each attack from your affinity. And I don't have exact numbers, but the reason I say huge is because the person who is presenting it to us said that it was a small decrease for a huge or really large increase in the affinity damage. So essentially now for builds with our critical element and like crit already being a pretty like meta relevant thing, now we also have more damage from crit if we put Critical Ferocity onto our sets. It'll decrease our affinity a little bit, but even if it's still like 50% or 30%, we'll still be hitting quite often, especially with dual blades and things that hit really fast. So really cool skill. And now for a feature that I've been waiting on since launch or before launch. Palico customization. We can now finally customize our Palico. And I specifically asked, hey, is this Palico the Palico from the story, or is this a different Palico? And they kind of had some back and forth, but they went back to the team and got back to me and explained, yes, this is our specific Palico, and the Palico in the story is Quel'Theli's Palico. So for those of you who care about the canon lore of Monster Hunter now, so basically me and maybe 2 other people, we have a Palico that we can now customize, and the story Palico will be the same story Palico it has always been. And currently I don't have video of the customization options, but they're just as in-depth as ours, like almost as in-depth as the Palico customization for Monster Hunter Wilds. You can make these Palicos look all kinds of different ways. You can even change like their eye colors separate to each other. You can make them fluffy, you can make them not fluffy, you can change their tails, I'm pretty sure. You can change their clothes, but no word on hunting with us or armors for them. No other features other than like you can make them look how you want, except for a new AR mode with your Palico. So you can now put your Palico on the field, walk around, have it look at you, have it run around to where you point, have it do different poses. It's really cute, it's really charming, I love it. I'll definitely be using it. I have video of the AR Palico, but none of the customization, so if you just saw it, then they got back to me before I finished editing this video. Just know that I did ask about all of those things that I talked about, like hunting with us, and armors for the Palico, sending them out on their own, etc. But the one feature that I asked about that I thought would be here but isn't is naming them. So even though we can customize them, we still don't have a name for our Palico. Come on, Niantic. Either way, I'm still happy with this feature. It's a step in the right direction. Moving on, we also have a new feature, friend cheering. This one is really cool, but I think kind of amounts more to a letdown for me because again, I'm a friendship jewel kind of guy in Monster Hunter. The way it works is you're able to cheer for your friends now. So it's another thing you can do with friends now on your friends list. So I got 450 of them to cheer for. But when you send a cheer to your friend, it raises their maximum health by 1. The only issue is there's a cap per day of how much you can raise each hunter's maximum health. I was kind of disappointed in the Q&A because I thought that when you sent a cheer, it gave your hunter 1 HP, but now reading this, like literally right now, I realized, oh no, it's not just sending 1 HP, it's increasing 1 HP per day that you get a cheer. So that's actually a lot better than I thought it was. So pretty sick, Niantic. I'm assuming you can only raise it by like 10 HP a day or something, but maybe we'll be surprised and we can do like 50 HP or something. Maybe it'll be like we 8 at home, how we do in the mainline games, where it increases it by like 30 points or 50 points or something. That would be sick. Either way though, even if it's only 10 HP, that's an extra 10 HP that you can give to all of your friends per day. So if you don't have friends in Monster Hunter now yet, join the Discord down below, go to the Power of Friendship and add some friends so that you can get some cheers and people can cheer for you. Also check out Campfire. They've been doing a lot with Campfire lately, and we have been personally putting Campfire events out on days where there are specific events, and that's actually how Plink from the global event video found our group. Even though we've been in Raleigh the whole time hunting parallel, we never met each other, or he didn't even see that we were in Raleigh, even though he watched my videos, until he saw the Campfire event. So use Campfire Hunters, make events, and see if you can add some friends in real life that way as well. I know it's kind of scary getting out there, but I can personally attest that playing with the group that I've been playing with this whole time has kept me motivated to play. Like, I really love my local hunters. Everyone is awesome. And I know it seems like really fun in my big event videos when we have these groups, but like, it's probably more fun than it even looks. Like, I really have a great time. Either way, on second thought, not so much of a letdown, Niantic. This is actually pretty sick. We also obviously get new hunter medals with the new season, and we also get 250 extra item box spaces that will be a supply item. So you'll have to go and claim that supply item, and then it'll expand your box for free when the update drops, which I know a lot of you hunters will be like, oh, well, that's not enough. But hey, 250 is not bad, and with this being season 4, that means if you have played all 4 seasons, then over that amount of time, you've increased your item box for free by 1,000 slots. So that's pretty sick. But another thing that they're doing for free is updating loadouts and increasing them to 19. They've also added a copy button, so you can copy one loadout and paste it. So that way, if you want to change like a few things and tweak a few things, you can just copy and paste your loadouts. That's super cool, especially with like the meta changing all the time, so you can have like, oh, well, I know I need these base moves, but then I want to change like water attack or something. That's dope. Really player friendly, thank you. But they also said even before season 4 drops, we'll be able to start linking drift smelt skills with specific sets, which is a feature that has been sorely needed. So now if you have the same piece of armor across different sets, you can have different drift smelts in that same piece of armor, but in 2 different sets, if that makes sense. So say I have Wex or Weakness Exploit on the Rathalos helm in this set, but on this set I have Skyward Striker on the Rathalos helm because I don't need the extra Weakness Exploit. Then when I switch from one to the other, then this one will have Wex on it and this one will have Skyward Striker at the click of a button. So really good update. All of the updates to loadouts are sorely needed and extremely useful and extremely helpful and all free. And to wrap it up, remember that you can't increase your Season 3 Season Pass anymore once Season 4 starts, but you have a few days to claim any rewards from Season 3 if you forgot to claim any. And with Season 4 comes a whole new Season Pass and all these comfy looking winter clothes, including like a silver and gold puffy jacket, long, more regal looking jackets, and some athletic tracksuits, along with a ton of other rewards, whether you get premium or not. So, sick. And that is everything that I know about Season 4 Hunters. If you guys have any specific questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll try my best to help you out if there's something you wanted like clarified or something. I'm personally really hyped. I love all the new monsters. Switch Axe is really cool. The new skills are fire and we get to customize our Palico. I am really pleased with the pace and the amount of content in each update that Niantic has been doing. I know I can complain about monetization sometimes, but really like they have been working. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with as a content creator. But let me know in the comments what you are most excited for in this update. And I know it's been like 2 weeks since I've uploaded. I've just been like really busy working. I've been doing a ton of client work. The holidays are coming up, so I have to earn extra money for my family because I'm a father of 2. And also Epic Games has been calling me back, so I've been doing a lot of motion capture lately. So between client work and motion capture, I just have barely had any time to work on the channel, let alone go play. But I do have another GU video coming for you very soon, as well as more Monster Hunter Now content, and I also have a gift for you hunters. I waited until now to say it to see who the real ones are. But if you remember way back in this video when I was talking about the pain points for Niantic, I actually had a friend of mine who is really good with spreadsheets help me make a really detailed spreadsheets of all of your feedback from the Discord and from the comments of that video, and they found it really useful because it was organized really well. Thanks, friend who will not be named. But they actually gave me 10 codes to hand out as a gift. And each code will give you 1 Wonder Orb, 1 Paintball, 1 Ultra Hunting Ticket, and 2 potions. So naturally, I used all the codes for myself. No. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually gonna do a 10 days of Christmas because there's 10 codes and I'm gonna upload daily, even if that's like just going out and playing for like 1 hour the days leading up till Christmas. But some of them may have to be on the same day or be pre-recorded so that I can upload them closer to Christmas because again, I'm a dad and I'm busy. So in each one of those videos, I'm gonna hand out 1 code randomly to anyone who comments. I don't care if you're subscribed. I don't care if you're like following me on whatever. Just if you comment, I'll put it into a random number generator and any one of you who comment have a chance to get one of these codes. You can only win once though, out of fairness, so if you comment again, you won't win again, but I appreciate it if you comment. Also, be aware that these were sent to me a month or 2 ago and they expire at the end of the year. So if you do not claim them by the end of this calendar year, 2024, then they gone, okay? So as soon as you get a code from me, claim it. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Please like this video if you liked it. Thanks so much for watching. Happy hunting and subscribe so you can go on this hunting journey with me. Until next time, see you later, hunters.